sixth day of National Nutrition Awareness Campaign that we are doing today. So we started with an introductory topic on whether we are getting attracted to wellness or illness. Then we started with the topic where the life actually starts, pregnancy. Then we moved on to lactation, infant nutrition. Then we spoke about child nutrition a lot yesterday. And today we are coming to the most important aspect, teen health, adolescent nutrition. So I request all the audience to kindly stay muted. So when there is an interaction, you can definitely, you can just unmute and ask us, or you can use the chat box meanwhile. Okay. So why adolescent nutrition is so very important? So first of all, before we start the topic, I want to understand how many of you here in the Zoom room, I see 43 people and people still joining. How many of you are actually belong to this category of adolescents? Or how many of you are mothers or fathers, basically parents who have adolescent children? If you belong to either of the two categories, just say yes in the chat box. So people who belong to this age group of teens from 13 to 18, or maybe 1 or 2 years plus or minus, doesn't matter, or the parents who have children in the teens age. Okay, so there are a lot of years coming up. Okay, thank you. So that tells us what kind of audience we have today. So why teen nutrition or teen health is important? In the entire lifespan of a person, from the moment they are born, there are two phases where there is an absolute growth spurt. Growth spurt means the growth happens at a very, very rapid speed. So one is during infancy. We spoke the other day, from the birth of a child till the child is 1 year old, the first growth spurt happens. That's why the child becomes double by 6 months, triple the weight of birth by 1 year. Again, they keep growing very, 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 very slowly. And again, suddenly, when kids enter into the teens, we see them growing taller, taller, and taller. And these generation kids are too taller, right? Because the second growth spurt happens during adolescence. So this is very, very important phase where we see a lot of things which are actually concerning. That's the reason we have come up with this special topic, but I am not going to talk much about this because I am, I'm also a mother and I have touched 45, but I want to hear actually from the students' perspective, what they think, what they see around, how they actually perceive things, their understanding, and I want them to put forward the concerns and the inputs to all the parents and the rest of the students or counterparts so that will become an easy learning. So let's start the topic for today. Let me welcome Mohini and Nikitha. Hi, Mohini and Nikitha.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Wonderful. So the first question, the most commonly, we see a lot of problems and concerns among the teen health, but the most common thing that we see is these young girls are having a lot of period issues. There could be either irregular periods or the periods not are on time, or even if they have a lot of physical discomfort, maybe pain or a lot of abnormal bleeding. So there are a lot of issues that are happening. So from a student point of view, from your point of view, Mohini, what are your thoughts on this and why all these things are happening? So at a rampant stage, means if you take 10 students, lot of them age are suffering. So what do you think? Mohini, you go first.
Yes, it is absolutely right. If there are 10 people, then 10 children there are girls, the 8 of are suffering with this issue, and many from my class and many from Nikita's class are also suffering with these issues. Maybe one of you also have are suffering with these issues. There is a common cause. There is a hormonal imbalance. When we talk about irregularity and imbalance, the word comes which also means that our body needs something which we are not getting. So because of this, we are facing these irregularities. So what are the common problems why we face this? Are nutritional problems like lack of nutrition and the lack of physical inactivities, and then psycho-emotional problems and psychosocial problems also. So what happens in these now? We don't think about that the stress we are taking in our mind, it affects our hunger. Have you ever, there is a stress hormone called as a cortisol, and there is a hunger hormone called as a ghrelin. So what happens? Cortisol is directly depend on stress. When we take a lot of toxin like negative thoughts and then stress, so cortisol immediately increase, and it affects that increase our hunger. So what happens? The granule get confused, isn't it? So cortisol is doing my work. Then what shall I do? Where should I go? Like that. So it happens like the imbalance happens like this. So there are these are the main issue we all suffer. Like and also the physical inactivity. There are so many girls are obese, getting obese, and there are so many underweight, and also it's because of there is a lack of exercise and there is excessive exercise. So these are the some causes, and also there is a one cause that is a lack. There is a side effect of medication also, and also there are many other reasons which happens in our body. These are the common issues I can tell about this hormonal imbalances and the periods problems.
Okay, thank you, Mohini. That was so crisp and so good. So there are multiple reasons, guys. So if the teens are going through a lot of hormonal changes and issues, there is no one factor which is truly responsible. There are multiple areas where we have to look into, identify, help them by filling the gaps, which is going to be a detailed approach. But it is very, very important to address this because this is the need of the hour. Kids are there to enjoy their life. It is not for any suffering. So, having said that, Nikita, there are already a lot of physical stress, physiological stress, psychological stress, as Mohini already mentioned about it. And along with all this, there's a lot of pressure from the parents, from the relatives accompanied. You have to perform well, you have to score grades, you have to really get a good rank. There is a lot of pressure on children, right? So and kids are failing to focus and concentrate and achieve what they want to be fruitfully. If you take 100 children in a classroom, not 100 are able to concentrate and be the same who are there in the top 5. So why these things are happening, where the students are lagging, what we can do so that their focus and concentration can be better.
Yes, ma'am. So here the student lifestyle speaks a lot actually. So lifestyle means here the stress, the fatigue, lack of sleep, and some sedentary lifestyle also. So sedentary behavior and lack of physical activity can make one sluggish. So here what happens is when there is irregular sleep timings and quality of sleep also matters, which will result in fatigue and stress. So when an adolescent or a student is not having proper physical activity, it might lead to tiredness or no lack of sleep, which will result in fatigue and stress. So when we are stressed, how can we focus and how can we concentrate in one's class? Apart from these stress factors and physical activity, also nutritional deficiencies matters. So nutritional deficiencies is very common these days because students are not eating properly. So here what happens is when we are meeting nutritional requirements, which is very essential, it helps with the physical and psychological effect.
Express. So I'll put it in a more uh, slow format, probably. So what Nikitha was saying is, if there is lack of physical activity, they end up in sleep disturbances. When there are sleep disturbances, and when a person doesn't have a proper sleep, sound sleep, they have fatigue and stress in the morning. They are not active. They take that lethargy along with them to the class, and obviously they won't be able to focus better. So it means there are multiple factors which are responsible, which has to be a wholesome 360-degree approach. It's not one thing that we have to, okay, put the switch on and this will work. So that kind of mechanism we do not have, unfortunately. But what we can have is, out of all the important factors, let's discuss some certain important things which will really make tremendous change when you people implement. So the first thing, let's discuss about the importance of breakfast. So I see around, Mohini, these generations kids, especially the post-graduation children who are living in the hostels. If I see their approach of living, they are staying way awake till 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock. They sleep very late and they get up very late. And sometimes the classes start at 8 or 8:30 and they have no time to eat their breakfast. They quickly rush to the classes. And later, no, there is a lot of hunger. Of course, this is not the everyday pattern, but I see around a lot. So what do you think? How is the patterns that you see around your student groups? And please highlight and give some insights to all your counterparts how breakfast is going to be helpful.
Okay, talking about breakfast, I have gone through this phase. Like I have completed my post graduation. I have lived in the hostel with my friends, and at that time, I never used to had my breakfast. And when I got to know the reason behind my illness and all, I started to take breakfast. You know, so what is the meaning of breakfast actually? Break, which was in between the night and the next day, next morning, and the fast, which we are going to cover up the energy which we have spent in the whole night for our for body functions. So we to cope up with that energy, we take a quick break as a meal. And there is a one another reason and for taking a breakfast is when we take breakfast, the whole day uh, we can have a create we can face like if if we are not taking breakfast, there is one lack which we are not going to be concentration, which we are not going to get concentrated on studies. And there is another reason, like whenever we take another meal, we don't feel like eating. So why is it happening? Like when we take a first meal, then our body tells us that okay, I have to take a meal, I have to be ready to take a meal. But when we don't take a breakfast, then body get a message, okay, so I have to do fast today, so I'll store it for myself for the rest of the day. So this is what happens, and this is what happens because of when we don't take a breakfast. So to have a proper meal, we have to take a breakfast. No, you can't take a when you can't who can take it, but you can take it as a like a feast of peanuts and feast of anything, dry fruits and fruits, anything you can take as a breakfast.
Wonderful. So, guys, So for all the people who are missing your breakfast, if you really want to excel in your studies, and if you really want your brain to cooperate and be active and actually help you in focusing, the first thing that you have to do is include your breakfast. And as Mohini rightly said, those who also wanted to lose weight and who skip your meals, it is a message for you all that this is not at all going to help, because body will go into your protective mode and keep storing all the reserves, and it will not let you do what you want to do.
Diet lo.
Yeah. So that's where comes the importance of breakfast. But the story doesn't end there. I just spoke about an incident of an hostlers. So Nikitha, I also keep seeing that there are a lot of students, day scholars especially, I see across in guys, can you please mute yourself? Do not disturb the room. If you log in, stay muted. That's a humble request. So when I see the colleges around in Hyderabad, especially since I am in Hyderabad, like all this Chaitanya or Vikas or Fitzy, a lot of colleges where it starts at 7:30 or 8 and it goes till 5, and they just carry one single lunch box. I don't know what they eat at home, but they come only with a small lunch box, and they are not even ready to take anything other than that, because none of their counterparts are doing it. So I want to understand from your perspective. Now you are in your final semester of your master's doing your nutrition. So how is the trend at your college, and how do you see the patterns across your friends, and how we can encourage having a wholesome food along with the little lunch that they carry? Can you throw some light, Nikitha?
Yes, ma'am, sure, ma'am. So we all are aware about the importance of balance, right? We keep hearing from various people that this is important, having healthy meal is important. But in spite of knowing the importance, how many people are following it? Be it a day scholar or hosteler. I see in my college, I see no one having fruit whenever during break time. They eat Mysore bonda, samosa, and all. Where is the fruit? Even the fruit person is selling fruit juice. The fiber is lost. So when we are hungry, we will be cranky, irritated, will not have concentration. So this is important to address with an ease. Of course, there is a lot of peer pressure. No one is doing, why should I do it? But we do not need people to set right examples. We have to manage it because we will get better nutrition. We will get good fiber, which will keep us full throughout the day. Small walks, okay, it is 1 hour first, but a fruit, it contains vital nutrients, it contains fiber. So just one fruit, a whole fruit, apple, pear, or carrots, just you can munch it. No need of cutting, no need of separate box. You'll follow the trend, you'll be healthy also.
Good. So rightly said. So it is so true. So being a nutritionist, you are understanding the importance of a fruit and you're actually saying it around. But imagine the state of all the students who are studying their MPC, BPC, and the little children who just done with their 10th and just into their +1, +2, do not know how to handle the long hours of classes, do not know how to handle the kind of peer pressure they have, do not know how to handle the pressure from the teachers, from the parents. It's a lot, right? So for you all children, the one simple advice is have a fruit. It's rich in micronutrients and it will really help you to keep you up with the pace. So this is one advice you have got it from Nikitha. So let's move to Mohini again. So one more important aspect that I see around Mohini is when a baby is born, the first food that we offer is always milk. Okay, till the child is going to school, at least somehow or the other, 70% of the parents insist and put them on milk, at least a glass of milk, if not two. But as they grow on, the consumption of milk has drastically have gone down. I don't see children, of course, women have stopped taking it long before. We'll talk about that in a different topic. But I'm talking about the growing children because they are in the stage of growth spurt. So, what do you think the advice you should give on all milk and milk products, and how it actually helps for the teens to attain, the kind of height or the weight that they aspire to have?
From childhood, I'm very fond of with milk. Like every time, like I always used to drink milk only. And my team can say that how flexible I am, right? So, so this is my own example. Like whenever we take milk and milk, any milk product, so it directly affects on our bone health. We know that milk contains calcium, right? And it also contains protein. So it also helps to our muscle mass also. So what is the need of milk actually? So when we take milk in a day-to-day life, nowadays no one is taking it. They are saying that, oh, it's so smelly, oh, I'm not going to take it. Oh, they are taking instead coffee, tea, and then cold coffee, then carbonated beverages like soft drinks and all. So what happens here, they are not even getting anything from this. So when we drink milk, we get health benefits, and also not for this time only. When this teenage is only a teenage is a growth period. We all heard that there is puberty happening in all the teenagers. So there is a growth is going. So at that time our growth of bones is also important, right? So what happens, whenever we take milk, it helps us to keep our lifelong, like not only for tomorrow, today and tomorrow, it's going to be a lifelong health of the drinking of milk and milk or eating milk products like curd, paneer, and there is cheese. It also called cheese, like Indian paneer and cheese, both are same. So I'm not talking about that refined cheese and all. So this is the main reason for eat having a milk in our day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Jyothi ma'am, can I ask one thing?
Yes, please.
Shravani.
Yes, Ravani.
మ్యామ్ చాలా మంది చెప్తున్నారు మ్యామ్, మా పాపకి మిల్క్ ఇవ్వకండి, పిల్లకి మిల్క్ ఇవ్వద్దు, తొందరగా పూబర్టీకి వచ్చేస్తారు అని చెప్తున్నారు మ్యామ్. షీఈస్ నౌ 10 years old. కొంచెం బొద్దుగా ఉంటుంది, బట్ పాలైతే మాత్రం ఇవ్వకండి, కెమికల్ మిల్క్. దాని వల్ల ఏంటంటే ఎర్లీగా పూబర్టీకి వస్తారు కాబట్టి. మరి కాల్షియం ఎలా వస్తుంది?
సో ఆ చెప్పిన వాళ్ళని అడగాలి కదా ఈ క్వశ్చన్, శ్రావణి. From where calcium comes?
అదే మ్యామ్, అలా అడిగితే దానికి ఆన్సర్
See, the most important point here is, Shravani. Okay, for all the non-Telugu speakers, I'll translate the question for you all. Shravani is asking, do not offer milk to the children because they attain puberty early. So Shravani, just think, see, in US, across America, dairy is drug induced. It's a different continent altogether. It is not the same state that we have in India. We are still fortunate to get milk from the fresh farms. So our dairy is not drug induced. The main problem is we get to know about things, and even though we are not traveling to those places, the information easily comes and broadcast to everybody. So are we living in that region where the cows and buffaloes are drug induced to maximize the yield? We are not there. Our FDA doesn't approve that. Even in Europe, it doesn't approve. So it is safe to have milk. I give my daughter, she is going to turn 10 this November. I give her half a liter of milk every single day. 250 ml in the morning, 250 ml in the evening, along with yogurt, extra yogurt. The half a liter is only the milk consumption. So please do not keep these phobias. And if you restrict one ingredient, don't think that we get a control over the body's physiology and anatomy and we can change everything. How much ever you may want the puberty to happen late, trust me, it will happen only at the right time.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So,
Ma'am, I also have a doubt.
yes.
Ma'am, what about lactose intolerant people then?
Lactose intolerance people have other milks. There are milks where they don't need the lactase enzyme. You have almond milks, rice bran milks. You have a lot of other varieties which they can indulge in.
Okay, ma'am.
So coming to the point, to finish with what Mohini has added on, I just want to add one more point. You know, the moment teens enter into 16s or 17s, of course, girls enter puberty little early and the boys attain a little later. But the moment a certain amount of height is reached, they think this, yes, we are grown. Our bones are grown. We don't need any calcium. And we stop doing everything, thinking that it's all done. But let me all tell you, children, that is not the case. Your bone length might be grown by the time of your puberty, but the bone density, you know how strong your bones are. The bones keep filling till you are 30 years. And if you do not nourish yourself well, you see the scenario around, right? The amount of fractures, osteoporosis, and the moment people are falling down, they're ending up with fractures. That is the kind of health we have. So don't deceive with misinformation. Trust, go and have a trustworthy source before you decide on your future health. So having said that, Nikitha, I'll come back to you. We spoke a lot about milk products, this and that. Let me talk about the most neglected nutrient around, which is water. So I don't see people drinking water at all these days because I understand all girls, especially, they have a problem, like even in colleges or when they want to go to loo, if they are not well maintained, you know, there are always obvious reasons that they avoid drinking water. So what do you see around your classmates, your college mates? Do you keep up with the moisture levels?
Yes, ma'am. I keep up with my moisture levels, but my friends, they don't even carry water bottle. So, you know, the whole thing of drinking 8 glasses of water per day. Everyone will tell, drink 8 glasses, 8 glasses. But how many people know the biology behind their bodies? There's a lot of misinformation out there. But the truth is, when you understand how your system functions, you will be able to make better decisions. So our body is like environment. It needs balance with the fluid and chemicals. We have the most wonderful things, kidney. I have seen my fellow mates, they carry these fancy water bottles written 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. drink this much water, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. this much water. But I'm thinking really, Deep, after drinking this much water, what if you feel thirsty again? You should not drink water. So every day has a blood passes the kidneys. So whatever we eat, we drink, or temperature around us, how much we exercise affects what's happening within our body. So anything too high or too low can harm. I read an article regarding this overhydration. One woman, she drank 2 liters of water in an hour. She died because of an overhydration. So maintaining the levels is very important. So substances that are not needed will leave the kidney. But how much glasses is required to fit in? The answer is very simple. There is no should. Whenever you feel thirsty, you can drink water. You can trust your body. So everything we consume, let it be your morning coffee, your breakfast, apple, orange, glass of juice, everything contains water, just like we are made of water. So until and unless you're listening to your body's internal sense of thirst, there is no count of water. You can drink water when you feel thirsty. You get the signal.
So I want to ask you, so if your friends are not drinking, do you tell them and stand as an example, show what you're doing and make them do? Did you
Yes,
influence
ma'am.
anybody?
Yeah, I carry my water bottle, but they drink from my water bottle only. So I tell them only to refill and come so that they will know the importance.
Okay,
My
good.
friend will tell, ఎప్పుడు నాకే ఇస్తావా వాటర్ బాటిల్ నువ్వు నింపొచ్చు కదా నువ్వు నింపు తాగుతున్నావు కదా నింపు.
Okay, good one. So having said that, so I'll come back to you, Mohini. Like we are talking since students, you all are students and you all have to perform academically well. You all want to excel in whatever you guys are doing, right? So again, coming to the first point of focus and concentration, where we are talking about students' performance, what do you think is the role of in physical inactivity that is existing around the children or the adolescents or the teens? Most of the time they're sitting around, there is no extracurricular activities and there are no much sports people are involved into. What do you think, what is the role of exercise in terms of focus and concentration?
Talking about exercise, like these days, students and as well as parents are rushing behind studies only. They think that if students are doing study, they will do study well, so it will be better for them in future. But they are not thinking about right now what are they doing with their health and with their body. Like student think that I'm walking from this to this distance, so it is I'm doing exercise. Okay, so this is not done. Like this is not a correct way to do that. So what happens now? Sometimes children and teenagers, they think a lot about their studies and they don't even think about exercise. They don't even think about nutrition part. They don't even think about their psychological part. So talking about the first point is mainly reason behind the exercise is there is lack of time management when students do. So because of this, they don't even give time to their studies, and they don't even give time to their exercise. And one time I have asked my sister that what is the main problem you face while you do studies and all. She answered me that lack of concentration. She unable to concentrate on her studies like she used to do at her school days. So what is the reason behind this? So when we grow up, we think that sports, the school sports and the playing around is not good for our, like it's not good. It's not our cup of tea, no. So because of this, we face these issues in our studies. We spend lot of time on studies, and we don't do exercise properly, and it again comes to us like we don't concentrate and don't exercise, and this is a cycle, no. We are not concentrating, so we are not doing exercise, and we are not doing exercise, so it comes we are not focusing on our studies and all.
Right. So true. So the underlying point here is people want to perform well, so they want to spend more hours in studying. But are they able to focus and concentrate? Is it what matters to you all guys, for the parents and the students? Is it the duration of the time that they are studying or the quality of the study that they are actually doing? What is important? So if you really want to have a qualitative education where you have 100% focus, that when you listen to your teacher teaching your lesson and when you grab everything that is happening, trust me, there is nothing much that you have to do it at home. I myself am an example. Till my degree first year, I never studied at home, even a single day. Whatever I used to listen in class, That is what I used to give in exams. And my sisters were always behind me. Without studying, you're getting 80%. If you study, you'll get a state rank. Never bothered me. Probably I should have tried in that time, but I never did. I'm a student, in fact. So, in fact, even Nikitha and Mohini, they all joined. They were with us for almost 1.5 years now as interns with our exercise program. So whenever Nikitha says, "Ma'am, I have an exam," I say, "Come and exercise. You'll do better."
Yes,
No?
ma'am. Yes.
Do I say that, Nikitha? And
Yes, ma'am.
it's really impacted their performance level. So the underline is, if you do allow yourself 30 minutes for yourself, it will tremendously improve the way you're performing in your studies. So having said that, Nikitha, I'll come back to you for the final question of today. Is exercise really, if we do 30 minutes of exercise, is it sufficient? Or what is needed if you see around how the student lifestyles are these days? And as a student nutritionist, what do you suggest? Taking the lessons from your counterparts, your college mates, what do you want to tell your friends over here and the mothers over here about lifestyle changes?
So yes, ma'am. Active lifestyle. Apart from 30 minutes, we need to include whatever everyday routines we are doing. We need to make sure that we're physically active there also. I have witnessed so many cases. Sorry, I'm witnessing still so many cases at metro stations, educational institutions, malls. Whenever I'm going to college, metro station, I'll just stand for 2 minutes and see the amount of rush near the lift door. Let it be school student, intermediate student, degree student. They're waiting for the lift almost maximum 5 minutes because of the peak time. In the 5 minutes, they can take the staircase, go and catch the train also. Why are they waiting for a lift? Teenagers should be ruling the world. Hyderabad people might visit Amitpet metro station. Not even out of 10, only one will take the staircase. All will be in the accelerator only. The amount of rush there, till the accelerator goes up, we can catch the staircase and go up. So instead of taking the lift, accelerators, uh, and anything else, we should be motivating each other to take the stairs, be physically active. Making lifestyle changes is not only about losing weight, maintaining weight, or gaining weight. It's about how you're inculcating the physical activities in your everyday routines. The world around is geared towards sedentary lifestyle. I can't blame you all for being sedentary because the restaurants or groceries or whatever which you can afford is selling high calorie processed foods, and then you don't have access to good healthcare centers, fitness options, and you have multiple jobs to do. Then how can you have time for exercise? It's just like tying your hands backside, pushing into pool and asking you to swim.
I like the humor part, Nikita, but the underlining thing that you all have to notice is, please do not be lazy bugs. No, you all
Yes,
are
ma'am.
youngsters. You all are the future generation. You are the pride of our nation. So I want you all to set your priorities. Today, all of you, whoever is listening to us today, I want you all to take a piece of paper and write for yourself what are the top 3 priorities for yourself, and put it in our support WhatsApp group, especially from the students. I would love to see what are your priorities, and we'll talk about that later. So that's all we have from Nikitha and Mohini today. Thank you, guys. It was so wonderful, very insightful. And students, if you have any questions, they are here to answer you. Use the chat box or you can unmute and talk to
Thank
us.
you, ma'am. Also, ma'am, I would like to add one point.
Sure.
We are called as Gen Z kids, Gen Z generation.
What is
But
generation?
are we using the Gen Z technology? Gen Z,
Okay, Gen Z.
GENZ.
Yes, I got it.
Are we using the Gen Z technology then right away? We are having smartwatches, smartphones handy every time. But are we tracking our step counts and being active really and using the Gen Z technology in the right form? So even if you don't have smartwatch, you have smartphones in your hand available every time. Just download one single app, Google Fit app, and see how much active you are.
Absolutely. So as per WHO, World Health Organization guidelines, a person has to hit minimum 10K steps to claim yourself to be physically active. And thanks to pandemic, what app, it was Google Fit. It's a free app by Google. I'll type it for you. So you have to hit 10K steps to claim yourself to be in the active lifestyle zone. And thanks to pandemic, after that, the sitting time has drastically gone up, and the activity levels have further have come down. And it is time to take action. Nothing less than that. Just get up whenever, like, you are around talking to your phone. I understand most of you might be talking to your friends at least for an hour over phone. Am I right, Nikitha? More than that. What is the average time that you speak with your partner?
Yes, more,
What about you, Mohini?
maybe 30 minutes, but I'm walking.
Okay, I know that's why you are here to talk about it. So what about you, Mohini? How much time you spend on a phone with your friends?
I don't talk too much, but my friends talk a lot. Like they talk for a 1.5 hour. They don't leave me. So I have to put my phone aside and I have to do my all work.
So guys, the simple tip for you all: whenever you are on a phone, keep walking, walk and talk, and your step count is done. Okay. So there's a question from Safa. Does sleep routine really has an impact on a good mood day? Who wants to answer? Go ahead.
Okay, sleeping pattern. We all know that when we don't sleep, when we get up with very low energy. So when we don't get a sleep, we also feel the acidity problem. We also feel constipation problem. So these are the common problems we face when we don't sleep. And also there is one more point is acne problem in puberty, like in teenagers. This is also because of lack of sleep, and also it's directly affect on our mood. Like whenever our mother says something repeatedly, so we get angry, right? Why we get angry? Because from within we are not feeling good, we are not feeling energetic. So that's why we face these problems.
Good. So Safa, what time do you sleep? Can you unmute and talk to us?
Yes, ma'am. I usually sleep at 12 o'clock because I live in Old City. So in Old City, it became a habit like sleeping late at night. So routine has been disturbed, and I'm facing with so many diseases, not like common one, like PCOS and thyroid and like this.
Okay. And what time you get up?
Yes, ma'am.
What time you get up?
I get up at 5 o'clock or 5:30.
Oh my God. So you hardly sleep then?
Yes.
So,
but my sleep routine is very disturbed. Like if I get up at 5:30 and then I make breakfast, then I sleep again at 10 o'clock, then wake up at 12 o'clock. So it is breaked sleep.
Okay. So you mean to say you have social disturbances around sounds and all, sound pollution. Because of that, you're not able to sleep, or is it any specific reason?
No, it's not like that. Like it's a custom in Old City. Like all the family gathers late at night. They have dinner late at night. So this delays routine. Yes.
So Safa, you're a nutritionist student studying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then it is your responsibility now to break this custom.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'll try to. Yes.
Definitely not a good thing to do, because a lot of healing, repair, and rejuvenation of a body happens only when you sleep in the dark.
Yes,
so it's
ma'am.
very important to rest the body, so that's how you get fresh in the morning. Why even people sleep for 8 hours to 10 hours? Some people, they feel very sluggish, very lethargic. They do not have any activeness at all in life. because their bodies are not healing. For that, there are various reasons, but for you, for now, I really want you to break the custom and sleep on time.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, I'll try. Thank you, ma'am.
Good. So, guys, do we have any more questions from parents? All are happy with your teens, with your adolescents? I get to hear a lot of period problems, migraine issues. Who wants to talk about that with the student nutritionist so that they can give you a solution? You might never know. They may fix your problem in no time. Okay, chalo then. It's time to wind up. Thank you so much, Nikitha and Mohini. Okay, there is one question from Vaishnavi. Okay, the moment I said migraine, there is a question on migraine. How to solve migraine headache? Vaishnavi, do you suffer from migraine? Unmute and talk to us.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, do you have a sleep pattern?
Sometimes I sleep late, ma'am.
Okay. So, do you follow all the things that Nikitha and Mohini has discussed so far? Any of these things?
I usually do some physical activity.
Okay. Also, there are a lot of reasons for migraine headaches, but the most common is there's a lot of emotional stress that you're going through. Okay. So, for that, maybe sleep could be a reason. We cannot directly say this is the solution, definitely, but you get in touch with me, we'll definitely help you out. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Mamata wants to know pain during periods, how to solve. So, Mamata, I don't know whether you're a student or a mom. May I know, please? So that I'll put the answer accordingly.
Mom.
Okay, mom. So Mamata, basically, see, we get a lot of pains during periods because the muscles have become so tightened that there is no way that they are able to relax. Because there is no activity to the muscles for a longer time, especially during periods. We have a taboo and we have a myth saying that people should not work out, people should not exercise, they need a lot of rest. But okay, leave about the 3 days. What about the rest 24 days? Are we doing activity and exercise? So when the muscles will not ache, when we condition them, say for example, you haven't taken your bike or car outside for 1 month, will it ride properly? No, right? It needs servicing. It needs overhauling. Similarly, body also is a machine end of the day with the systems in place. So we have to keep it in position with right conditioning. And the right conditioning basically comes with stretching your muscles. So I suggest you try Surya Namaskars. If you are aware, 3 sets with a slow pace. Start with 1 set. They really relax and stretch your muscles so well that your pelvic region will be pain-free. I will assure you that. Please try.
I am asking for my daughter, ma'am.
She can also do. It's for everybody.
She's 14 years old.
Yes. Even 3-year-old are doing. It's for everybody. The universal principle, Surya Namaskar. We are just offering gratitude to the sun god for the life that is bestowed on human mankind. So nothing can beat a better option than that. Please do it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so we have one more question here. GP. Okay, my daughter is 10 years old, complains about stomach pain. Initially, I did not pay much attention. Now I'm concerned as I noticed growth spurt. My question is it anywhere related to pre-puberty? Stomach ache might not be related to pre-puberty. There is nothing called pre-puberty. Most of the children, they do not know when the puberty comes. You know, if you see our age or this age, many of them, they don't even notice. The parents will notice. They don't get to know. It is all the consciousness of the parents that we are putting all the stress into their minds. I still remember the day I attained puberty. I just went to school. My mom came back and picked me up. We never know that. So please do not relate any of these things to, the anxiety and the, the stress that you are going through. So they are going to attain puberty. Every mother, every parent, from the moment the child attains 10 years till 13 or 14, till they attain puberty, they are only with the puberty thing. Whatever comes relating to the puberty will only stressing you up more. Please do not do that. And definitely it is not related to pre-puberty. There is nothing called pre-puberty. People will not understand all these things. They don't know. Children do not know. So it could be a stomach pain, maybe a stomach infection, maybe a stomach flu, or they might have had we have to see again what kind of food they have had. But if it is repeatedly coming, please consult a physician, get a proper advice, and based on that thing, please approach a nutritionist. That's what I can suggest as of now, because we cannot really understand with the simple question, what is happening with your 10-year-old? Okay, then there is a question from Priyanka. Ma'am, firstly, thank you for the session. Students compare themselves to celebs and they want to be so beautiful, skinny, and stress out so much trying to copy lifestyles. So how can we deal with their mindset? So Nikitha and Mohini, would you like to answer any of you? So what Priyanka ma'am's question is, you all want to look like someone else, depict someone else, want to have slim figures, and you try to mimic lifestyles, and how we can deal with the mindset so that the kids listen to parents. So do you both listen to your parents?
Yes, ma'am. My mom always scolds me if I compare with celebrities that I should look like her, I should look like her. Because we are who we are. We have our own identity.
Okay, first tell me with whom do you compare? You want to look like whom?
I mean, whoever heroine I see, they look beautiful. I think I should look like this.
You're no less than a heroine.
And all.
Okay.
That's what my mom calls my dad says.
So how you can convince your friend, say for example, someone is getting influenced by someone like, I want to stay like that, I want to stay skinny, I don't want to eat, I want to over exert myself. So what advice will you give to her?
Celebrities eat very nicely, ma'am. They follow proper diet regime, proper physical activity. You follow the same.
Right.
You are beautiful in your own way.
See, what we see on the silver screens is not the very truth. There's a lot of hard work which goes in, commitment, dedication. There is a lot of things which people put forward to earn that. It doesn't just come like that. Starving doesn't help anyone. So again, Priyanka, it's a huge question, but definitely we have to make them understand that it is not easy even for the celebs. You should see how much hard work they are doing. They have to excel in multiple arts.
Behind the screen.
Everything. There has to be good in dance. There has to be good in horse riding. There has to be good in fights. If they are not even good in one expression, we don't accept them. And they have to maintain their health. They have to eat. Sometimes they don't eat also. They starve. So
and the amount of hours they spend in the gyms now. Most half of the day is spent in the gym.
So probably put forward all these things. Probably when your little one is in a right mood, treat them as your friends. Because if we show authority on them, they're not going to listen to us. They don't pay a ear. Never. So as the children are growing, be their best friends. When you become their best friend, they start sharing every single thing that happens at their life. They come home and they start sharing all the things. When this situation arises at every single home, no parent will be ever in a situation asking for a suggestion what to do, because you know very well how to handle your child. So be their best friends, understand them, accept them however they are, accept them whatever they want to be, because it is their right. Eventually, they'll get to know if it is a wrong choice, they will learn, and again, they will not do that mistake. But if we do not give a chance, an opportunity, how will they thrive? So this is my simple suggestion, like try to be her best friend. Slowly you will try to understand her, and eventually, she will also. Yeah, there are a lot of compliments for you both, guys. Okay, I think, okay, we have more questions, but okay, someone is saying mirror work would help them. Yes, definitely. We have a mirror work expert here, Mohini. You so after completing study and social media, students are sleeping at 11 or 12 and need to wake up at 5 for tuition and classes. And now it is common sleep routine for all of the students facing. Yes, of course, but we can definitely change it, provided we think that is a priority and it's a must to do. When kids understand, when parents understand, then it happens. Okay, I think it's more of a obese people starve themselves in order to lose weight. Does starving or having a dietitian altered diet help in losing weight, ma'am? Mohini answered this question already. Have you, Mohini? You haven't? Do skipping breakfast and missing meals helps them in losing weight?
Yes.
No, it doesn't, because see, a lot of changes are required. A dietitian diet plan is not just a diet plan where they ask you not to eat this and not to eat that. No, it is what is needed is a lifestyle change. There are experts who learn the body physiology, anatomy, psychology, physical biochemistry, microbiology. They read this many subjects, and it's a comprehensive approach that we come up, wherein we give lifestyle suggestions, which includes a lot many things along with diet. That's what brings about change. So guys, thank you so much for all the response. Okay, this is one last question because we have crossed 10. How to control acne during adolescence. Again, drink lots of water and put them on exercise. I can suggest only 2 straight things. Try for a little time. And if it is not working, a lot of cosmetics and all, don't plump them into the skin. So no, definitely not, Abhay. I don't suggest any protein powders. We have all the natural foods which have fabulous protein, which is very much sufficient. That's all our marketing gimmicks. We don't suggest that. So thank you, guys. We'll have to wind up the session now. Thank you, Nikitha. Thank you, Mohini, for such an interesting insights. And it was so lovely to have you both. Thank you. And thank you
ma'am.
all for joining us, guys. It is
Thank you all for
Thank you,
joining.
everyone.
sweet of you all.
Happy Janmashtami, everyone. Good night.
Thank you guys. Good night.
Mhm.